Welcome back, everyone. Today we're looking at the distance formula. The distance formula is something that we can use if we are trying to find, for example, how far away something is if we know how long it takes to get there and how fast we're moving. So let's look at our formula. First, the distance formula is distance equals rate times time, where in this particular formula, d is just the distance, how far away something is. Time represents time, and it can be in hours or minutes or seconds or any other length of time. And rate, another way of thinking of rate is speed. So we're just going to write that in as well. So rate is another way of talking about speed, or how fast something happens. So if we look at using the distance formula, we can use it to solve a problem like the one we have on our screen. The problem says it takes you 5 hours to run a marathon. Remember that a marathon is approximately 26 miles. What was your average speed in miles per hour? So if I wanted to solve this problem, I would just find the information that I have and use that to figure out what's missing. So for example, we have 5 hours. That is clearly a time. So if I'm going to use my distance formula, I'm going to substitute in the 5 for time. Next, I also have 26 miles. That's not a speed, that's a distance. So I have 26 equals rate, or speed, times 5. And this is the problem that I would have to solve to find out how fast I'm going. So if we use the information that we've done before in the past, other problems that we've solved, we know that we can divide both sides of my equation by 5, and that will eliminate the coefficients on this side, leaving us with the variable r. So I just have to solve and say 26 divided by 5. 5 goes into 26 5 times, and I'm left with 1. I add my decimal place and a 0, which I will bring down, and 5 goes into 10 twice. So my answer becomes, finish off the problem here, 5.2. So the question is, we're talking about a rate, so what is this 5.2? Well, if we look back in our problem, we had 5 hours and we had 26 miles. So if we're talking about a speed, we're going to use those two terms to find that our answer is actually supposed to be written as rate equals 5.2 miles per hour. So there we have solving the distance formula if we are given a distance and a time. So what we'll do is I'll give you another practice problem, and we'll see if you can also solve for whatever variable is missing. So here we have our practice problem, and go ahead and pause the video and solve this on your own. Okay, so let's see what we have. First off, if I'm going through my question, I notice that I have a time of 2 hours, and I also have a distance, or rather, this is a rate this time because it's miles per hour. So I have a time and a rate. So in my formula, distance equals rate times time. I'm going to substitute 2 hours in for the time, and 12 miles per hour, which is a speed or a rate, for the rate part of the problem. So I now have 12 times 2, and when I solve this, I end up with 24. So the question is, it's in distance, what is the distance in this problem? And since we're dealing with hours and miles per hour, if it takes me 2 hours, then that's a total of 24 miles. So there we have our final problem, and hopefully you guys did well on it.